Now on Nightside, an online relationship turned bloody. How a catfishing scheme left 3 people dead.
A major winter storm is on the way for Wednesday. I'll tell you about our weather alert day and the latest thinking on how much snow is going to hit our area.
And how Spokane Public Schools is preparing for snow days ahead of the big storm. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Well, it's the coldest night of the season, and today's snow was just a preview. Of what's to come. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
Hard to believe that. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The 4 News Now First Alert Weather Team has declared Wednesday a weather alert day. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is in the First Alert Weather Center with what you need to know about that weather alert day.
Well, we are going to get some heavy snow around the region. The latest thinking right in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 8 to 12 inches of snow. Most of the inland northwest, however, is going to be impacted significantly. The snow will start tomorrow night and continue through the day on Wednesday and even into Thursday. Here's a look at some of the latest predictions from our computer models, looking at 10 to 12 inches of snow around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. 13, 14, 15 inches in the central panhandle, and some very impressive totals up along the Canadian border, including 13 in Sandpoint, 10 in Colville. Now, these numbers will likely change quite a bit as this storm approaches and we get a better idea of what to expect. In the meantime, we do have a few lingering snow showers around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area from the system that moved through earlier. It's not going to amount to much, and these snow showers will be tapering off here just in the next couple of hours. A few more clouds than originally forecast, and that has kept our temperatures a little bit warmer in spots. The airport, an exception, 10. It's 19 in Meade right now, 15 in Deer Park, 22 in Spirit Lake. Quite a variety depending on how much clearing that we're going to see. We're not going to see these temperatures drop much from their current readings. We'll be in the teens and single digits in most locations. Your Tuesday planner, we're heading up to a high of 23. 38 is our average high. Could see some sunshine to start the day, but then the clouds move in and we'll start to see that snow moving in the late afternoon. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast. Kirsten?
Chris, thank you. And with that winter weather in the forecast, we could be seeing some school delays or even cancellations.
Spokane Public Schools is getting prepared for the possibility of both later this week. New on Nightside, Rania Kaur spoke to Spokane Public Schools about its planning process and what parents should know.
8-year-old Jovi loves the snow, but ask her how many snow days she's had since she started going to school.
What do you think? Maybe
58 times?
I don't know, maybe once or twice.
With a winter storm on the way for the first time this school year, Spokane Public Schools could have a snow day. Whether school is delayed by 2 hours or completely canceled because of the snow, Sandra Gerard, the Executive Director of Communications for Spokane Public Schools, tells me everything is entirely dependent on that day.
Today we've started looking to see what the weather report is like, and so throughout the day we connect with each other to see what are some of the things that we need to start working on, and then we start the plan that way.
On the day the snow is predicted, the district meets at 4 a.m. A lot of things, including road conditions, go into making the decision for a delay or a closure.
And then we also consider many of our students need a lot of our services in our buildings, so it's a place to stay warm, it's a place to get breakfast and lunch, and also do a lot of their occupational therapy type of services, PT. So all that is taken into consideration.
Families should start looking out for a decision by 6 in the morning.
So one of the common questions that we also get asked is, I looked outside my window and it is fine, there's no snow, why are you doing a 2-hour delay? And I would just remind families that it's an entire district.
Jovi's dad, Ben, isn't worried about school being canceled.
I think we'll just take it in stride if they do cancel school. Maybe go to the park and do some sledding and make a day out of it, right? She likes school too, but
Yeah.
snow days are funner.
In Spokane tonight, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
The Washington Department of Transportation is preparing for all that snow. WashDOT says additional equipment and crews are ready to keep roads clear. Ahead of the major snowstorm, WashDOT says roughly 200 plow drivers are gearing up for a busy day of clearing the roads.
If conditions worsen, people on their days off will get called in, so we'll have additional crew who can come in on a standby notification, so to speak, so that way we have additional coverage, additional plow drivers and equipment out on the roadways.
WashDOT also says drivers are asked to watch for plows on the road. You should also plan to drive slower and keep your distance when plowing is in progress. Plow drivers will also put out salt and sand, and driving too fast scatters these materials off the shoulder.
Well, driving conditions can change rapidly, especially when driving over the passes. Here are a few things you might want to keep in your car in case you get stuck. How about a foldable or compact shovel? Sand or kitty litter can be used under tires to get out of a slick spot, and a portable power bank to charge your phone if you find yourself in a situation where you can't start your car. It is time now for First Sports. Here's Alex Crescenti.
Well, Aaron, after suffering their second blowout loss on the season, you figured the Gonzaga men's basketball team would naturally take a dip in the polls this week, and that's exactly what happened. They come in at number 14 in the Associated Press Top 25. The Bulldogs made it all the way to the Phil Knight Legacy semifinals before being beat by 18 at the hands of the Purdue Boilermakers. They wrapped up the tournament play with a win over Xavier in the third-place match, but through the first 2 weeks of the season, the Bulldogs have already been beat by double digits twice. But the road doesn't get any easier from here. They're going to have a rematch of the 2021 National Championship game against the 6th-ranked Baylor Bears on Friday night from the Pentagon in South Dakota. And following their impressive outing in the Bahamas, the Gonzaga women find themselves in the top 25 for the first time this year. Coming in at number 23, they picked up a couple of top 25 wins en route to their third-place finish in the battle for Atlantis, including an overtime victory over the 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals.
For them to start recognizing like that we're able to compete with the top teams, I honestly, we're just gonna keep working because I still think we should be higher up on the list personally.
The Bulldogs will now travel down to Texas for a matchup against Stephen F. Austin on Friday afternoon. And coming up a bit later on in sports, we're going to have more from the Bulldogs' win tonight over Maine, as well as checking on the Washington State Cougars following their latest Apple Cup loss. Aaron, Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. During an investigation that's captivated not just the Moscow community, but the entire country, University of Idaho students had a choice to make, either stay home or return to campus. And many students were seen coming back to campus Sunday afternoon, settling in after Thanksgiving break. Some students said they do feel safe, but many were uneasy as this investigation still leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Students were bolting their doors that once remained unlocked. And when asked what it felt like to be back on campus, this is what they had to say.
Oh, it's different. We used to walk around everywhere past midnight, and now it's, I don't know, it just feels weird to do.
Ever since this happened, I've had this sensation of like somebody's watching me, somebody could be after me.
Disconcerting that there's somebody out there who's done such a horrible thing and they haven't been caught.
The university asked faculty to be flexible with students who didn't feel comfortable returning. As a result, many lectures are now being streamed online for students who are staying home. Detectives are still asking for your help with the investigation. Tips, pictures, and videos can be emailed to tipline@ci.moscow.id.us, or you can call the number on your screen, 208-883-7180. Police say no tip is too small.
New details are emerging about a triple murder in Riverside, California. Police say a former Virginia state trooper murdered a teenager's family and set their home on fire. As CNN's Camila Bernal reports, authorities say this tragic story began when the man met the girl online and obtained her personal information by deceiving her with a false identity, known as catfishing.
Police say the call came in just after 11 o'clock Friday morning, asking for a welfare check after a teenage girl appearing to be distressed was seen near a car with a man.
The house on fire.
Then 911 dispatchers received multiple calls about a fire in the same neighborhood.
They found 3 people deceased inside the house.
The 3 victims, the girl's mother and grandparents.
We had a grandmother, a grandfather, and a mother of this teen murdered by this suspect who travels from across the country for most likely would be the sexual exploitation of this teenager.
According to law enforcement, this is a case of catfishing, a situation where someone pretends to be a different person than they actually are for the purpose of someone exploiting another person. The suspect, 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards, developed an online relationship with the teen, then traveled across the country from Virginia to Riverside, California, to find her.
We do know that there was some direct messaging, text messaging going on.
The suspect turned out to be in law enforcement, a person who was going through orientation to be a patrol officer with the Washington County Sheriff's Department just 4 days before the murders, and was a former Virginia State Trooper, according to police. More than 2 hours after Edwards drove off with the teenage girl, police tracked them and says Edwards fired shots at sheriff's deputies during a pursuit. When he lost control of the vehicle, the teenager fled the car and Edwards pointed a gun at the sheriff's helicopter before deputies shot and killed him.
This is just a very tragic example of how dangerous those interactions can be.
The teenager in this case was unharmed and is now in protective custody, according to police, who say they now worry Edwards may have targeted more catfishing victims.
It's hard to believe someone who's going to travel all the way across the country, kill a grandfather, a grandmother, and a mother of the teenager he's trying to sexually exploit, that he hasn't engaged in similar type of behavior before.
A former Florida State University student accused of killing a Florida couple with a machete has agreed to a plea deal. Austin Harriff pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity to charges of first-degree murder and attempted murder. Prosecutors say he stabbed Michelle Mishkin and John Stevens' death with a machete and then chewed on one of the victims' faces. He is also charged with stabbing a neighbor who tried to help the couple. The defense said Harriff suffered an acute psychotic episode. The judge agreed to the insanity plea. Spokane Valley deputies say they tried several times to stop a car driven by a suspect in a burglary case.
Last night, a deputy says he saw a Chrysler that matched the description of a car suspected of running from law enforcement several times in the past. The sheriff's office says Dylan Casada was parked here on Broadway. Deputies tried boxing in the car, but Casada sped off, bumping several patrol cars to get away. Deputies say he drove into oncoming traffic, at times reaching 70 miles an hour. The chase ended after an officer used a pit maneuver on the car. Well, here you can see some of the damage to the patrol cars. Casada has been booked into the Spokane County Jail for multiple charges, including attempting to elude a police vehicle and assault in the second degree. Police say no one was hurt.
Well, you probably remember when a lot of us were ordering Uber Eats or DoorDash meals, those delivery meals from the apps to help local businesses.
Restaurant owners in Spokane say they're getting hit with fees from those apps, how they're planning to cut costs.
And if you're getting new gadgets to put under the tree, Spokane firefighters want you to pay attention to rechargeable batteries. That's coming up right after the break.
There is growing confidence in this winter storm on the way, starting tomorrow night and continuing through Wednesday. Some impressive totals possible. I'll be back to go over the timing after the break.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ironstone Furniture and Fire.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is back in action in Cali Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
With dentures from Aspen Dental, all they'll see is your confident smile. How do we do it? We provide exceptional care all in one place, and our denture experts craft natural-looking dentures right in our in-office labs, because we'll do anything to make sure your smile looks like your smile. Right now, get replacement dentures starting at just $2.99 per arch. We can even get started today. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your complimentary denture consultation now.
New tonight.
Cyber Monday. This is a day when you go online with the intent of shopping for your loved ones and wind up buying a bunch of stuff for yourself.
Plus, Catherine Hahn, Dominic West, and Kimmel decides if kids have been naughty or nice.
You guys been good this year?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Some days your body is a temple, and some days the temple wants sugar. You might relieve stress naturally on Monday and plan for it on Tuesday. Because being human isn't always so fries or salad. Sometimes it's both. So relax with essential oils or a glass of Cab. Fall asleep with melatonin and wake up to caffeine. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And don't forget Rite Aid this holiday for all your last-minute gifting needs.
Northwest Winterfest opens Friday, December 2nd. It's the Northwest's largest illuminated holiday and cultural festival, now indoors and bigger and better than ever, with displays up to 130 feet long and 25 feet high, plus live performances, free interactive children's activities, and free admission for kids 10 and under. So come celebrate the magic. Your tickets are waiting at northwestwinterfest.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sage Boutique and Just Because Fashions.
Well, that happens quickly. And that was the sound of a lithium-ion battery exploding. You saw the smoke it put out, too. Yeah. We've all heard about them in cell phones, but you might not realize they're also in battery-powered tools like a leaf blower or a trimmer. Most devices that are either cordless or run on rechargeable batteries use a lithium-ion battery. The Spokane Fire Department says these types of fires are common. To keep your family safe, use caution when you charge these kinds of batteries.
We have a consumer alert tonight for children's sippy cups. The company Green Sprouts has recalled about 10,000 of these Green Sprouts these water bottles you see on your screen because of a lead poison risk. And the cups and bottles have these stainless steel sippy cups, the cup with a straw, and a stainless steel straw bottle. They're all different if you look at their website. The products were sold at Bye Bye Baby, Whole Foods, and online at Amazon, also Bed Bath & Beyond. Customers with recalled bottles should throw them away and contact Green Sprouts for a full refund. No injuries have been reported.
The world's largest active volcano, Mauna Loa in Hawaii, is erupting. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory says the lava is not currently a threat to downslope communities. The eruption did lead to an ashfall advisory. Up to a quarter inch of ash could accumulate on parts of the Big Island. The last eruption for Mauna Loa, which covers half the island, was in 1984, making this prolonged quiet period the volcano's longest in recorded history. Red Cross volunteers are now preparing for the possibility of an evacuation order, setting up a shelter in Kona.
Overnight low tonight down in the single digits. Some spots where we have more clouds will stay in the double digits, mostly cloudy skies. Morning sun, afternoon clouds, and then we're going to start to see that snow coming in. Every time a computer model comes back, it brings in the light snow a little bit earlier. Winter storm watch goes into effect Tuesday evening, continues through late Wednesday. You can see some of the preliminary totals on this map. However, these will change. It has less to do with the exact numbers of inches and more to do with the impacts. They will be considerable. Anywhere in this range, you are going to run into some trouble on the roadways with that snow. Here's our computer model forecast starting off at the current time. Last of a few snow showers will come to an end. We'll start the day off tomorrow with dry conditions and maybe even a little bit of sunshine, and then a few flurries moving in around 3 o'clock. We will keep that snow going lightly through the evening before it really picks up overnight. Here's Wednesday at 5 a.m. Wednesday's commute is going to be a bear. The computer model wants to bring in a little bit of a rain-snow mix Wednesday morning as the warm front comes through. I don't think that is going to be the case. I think we'll see some heavy, wet snow. Wednesday, 5 o'clock, we begin to dry out a little bit, but there will still be lingering snow showers right on through Wednesday. Cold conditions tonight with mostly cloudy skies, and tomorrow high temperatures will only be in the 20s. We warm up a little bit on Wednesday, our alert day with the heavy snow, lingering snow on Thursday, and then boy, that snow isn't going to be going anywhere with high temperatures only in the 20s and another chance of snow on Saturday. Kirsten?
Thanks, Chris. Well, with all that snow, a lot of people are thinking about getting a delivery order, and you might think that your DoorDash order is expensive, but small businesses say they can pay up to 30% in delivery fees on food delivery platforms. Spokane could become the next city to cap those fees, which could boost businesses trying to recover from the pandemic. The ordinance would cut the percentage in half, capping the charge at 15%. Supporters of the ordinance say it's necessary to help businesses stay open. Councilwoman Lori Kinnear says local restaurants reached out to the city council to ask for help, explaining that the platforms are making it difficult to bounce back.
We are supporting, in this resolution, small business, small local business. DoorDash, Grubhub, these are multinational corporations. We cannot prioritize them over our small business. That is the bottom line for me.
Grubhub and DoorDash have said they already offer the 15% cap as an option, but Kinnear says if it wasn't a problem, restaurant owners wouldn't be looking for a solution.
Around the world tonight, mass protests have erupted in China in response to the government's strict COVID-19 lockdowns. Protesters chanting for the Chinese President Xi Jinping to step down. The outrage was triggered by a deadly fire in China's far west region, where videos indicate that COVID restrictions prevented fire trucks from getting close enough to fight the flames. Apparently blocked by fences and metal barriers normally used during lockdowns. At least 10 people were killed. The protests even spilling into the capital.
Chanting that they don't want COVID tests, they want freedom. And many people are also holding white papers in their hands, which is a sign of solidarity against censorship.
Some city officials are easing lockdowns in low-risk neighborhoods, and the capital, Beijing, also lifting lockdowns in 75 neighborhoods. Beyond China, there are also global concerns about the impact of the strict COVID policy on supply chains.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Christmas Tree Elegance is Spokane's premier holiday attraction. Just $1 for a chance to win a tree with gifts worth up to $5,000. Visit River Park Square and the historic Davenport Hotel for a chance to make your holiday wishes come true.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
When tragedy hit Moscow, Idaho, 4 News Now was there, asking the tough questions and honoring the lives of 4 young people taken far too soon.
We just want justice for these victims.
Responsible, compassionate coverage on 4 News Now.
Find the perfect gift for your wine lover during our 12 days of gifting.
A new special every day. Visit us online or like us on Facebook.
Come in to Latah Creek today. Sip, shop, ship most anywhere in the USA.
Cheers.
4 News Now is brought to you by Foothills Mazda.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We've got a cold Tuesday morning on the way. We'll be down in the single digits and low double digits. Light snow coming in Tuesday afternoon and evening. A weather alert day on Wednesday. Very heavy snow on the way. And it is not going to be melting. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. The white line is average. The warmest we get is on Wednesday, a high of 33. We may have a little bit of a wet snow at some point, but I don't think we're going to make the transition to rain at any point during the day. And then again, any snow that does fall is going to be sticking around not only through the 7-day forecast, but the 8 to 14-day outlook is calling for below average temperatures for December 6th through the 12th. and above average precipitation. So it looks like we're going to have more snow coming in, and the snow that we get is not going to be going anywhere. Beautiful picture tonight, our pick of the night from our friends at the Spokane Indians. They tweeted this picture out earlier today. They do such a good job on social media, and I just thought it was beautiful. Right around sunset with the fresh snow, you can see how light and fluffy it's just champagne powder out there at Avista Stadium. They said I could use the pick for my pick of the night. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Granite Concepts of Lewiston.
Hello. Tuesday night, come to laugh, feel loved, and learn the secrets of one of the most loved Christmas movies.
Love actually is...
And how did Hugh answer?
Oh, dead.
And relive the dance. Find out why it almost didn't happen and is now all across TikTok.
Genius.
The Diane Sawyer Special, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
It's time to say yes to your healthcare story. The Washington Health Plan Finder helps you find new health plan options like Cascade Care. These plans cover primary care visits, mental health services, and generic drugs, all before meeting a deductible. Start your next chapter off right by enrolling in your 2023 health plan at wahealthplanfinder.org. Don't wait until it's too late. Enroll now.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the grill and bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. You're in for guaranteed Holly Jolly wins of free slot play, gift cards, or up to $1,000 cash. Play the Santa's Workshop kiosk game this December at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
At the Salvation Army, a rent check isn't just a rent check. It's a hangout, a safe haven, a sanctuary, a place to grow and grow closer, a treasured past and plans for the future. With your gift, families know that wherever they go, they can always come back home.
Well, another Thanksgiving weekend has come and passed, and yet it was another Apple Cup loss for the Washington State Cougars as they were handed a 51-33 loss at the hands of the Huskies on Saturday night. And that means they have now lost 11 out of the last 13 years in the rivalry, but it's the way that they played that left many surprised. I don't think anyone had the Cougs defense, who was the bright spot on the team all season long, playing bad as they did, giving up more than 700 yards. Now, a big reason for that could be due to Heisman candidate Michael Penix Jr. playing out of his mind as he throws for nearly 500 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. On the ground, he only ran it twice, but pretty efficiently. Those were both touchdowns as well, as he most likely punched his ticket to the New York Heisman Trophy ceremony. But for the Cougs, this loss is just the latest to a top 20 program as they finished the regular season 1-4 to those teams. And as head coach Jake Dickert puts it, there are no moral victories for coming close.
So I think everyone realizes the Pac-12, might be the premier conference this year in the country. And, yes, we lost to 5 top 20 teams, okay? But at the end of the day, we got to do what we need to do to get over that hump. And it's about building this roster going forward. And I feel very great about where we're at, 1 through 35, and we got to continue to build it 35 through 85. Okay, that's what the next phase of our program is going to be. So we got a lot of young guys that are out there getting a lot of experience. We got a lot of those guys back. So, we'll be excited for the growth of what this season brought for us.
And another team in the Pacific Northwest that struggled with defense this weekend was the Seattle Seahawks. On Sunday afternoon, they gave up more than 575 yards in their 40-34 overtime loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. Josh Jacobs had himself a day for going for more than 225 yards, including the game-winning 85-yard touchdown run in OT. But as bad as the performance looked, head coach Pete Carroll says it's not the end of the world.
We gave them some runs that we, that were a little bit exposed because we were doing some stuff in coverage, and those things are easily fixed. So I think we can get right back on track, and we need to do a better job against the two-back stuff.
Seahawks will now hit the road to face off against NFC West rival Los Angeles for the first time this season. And with just 6 weeks left in the regular season, they find themselves a game back of first place behind the San Francisco 49ers. And after coming back from the Bahamas with a couple of top 25 wins and a third-place trophy from the battle for Atlantis, you figured there could be a hangover for the Gonzaga women as they faced off against the Maine Black Bears out of the Colonial Athletic Association. But no such thing tonight. In the final moments of the third quarter, it's Kayleen Trong taking the ball up the court and pulls up from three. She sinks it as time expires. The Bulldogs go into the final quarter up by 18. In the fourth, Bulldogs in complete control and looking to keep the tempo up. Trong's going to find a wide open Brina Maxwell. The graduate transfer student from Utah finishes with 13 points on the night. That would be her final three. Now to the final couple minutes, it's going to be Michaela Williams finding the transfer forward Destiny Burton under the basket. She finishes with the layup, and there would be no hangover for this team. They pull away 62-43, getting that win. So the Zags improved to 6-1 on the season. But how does it feel to be ranked?
Yeah, I just think the way we play means more that we played great out in the Bahamas. It means more that we played tough today when we're under all kinds of different, adversity. So that's, I think, more meaningful than the number there.
Honestly, very proud of this team. I think we should have been ranked earlier in the season. I just think we have what it takes to be a top 25 caliber team.
And the Bulldogs will now travel down to Texas later this week for a matchup against Stephen F. Austin, who they beat last season at home. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
There are many different ways that Numerica gives back. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is back in action in Cali Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Here's another look at the winter storm watch that goes into effect tomorrow evening and continues through late Wednesday. Some very impressive snowfall totals there. Even if we're close to that range, it is going to have a tremendous impact on your Wednesday.
Gotta prepare for that one. Thank you, Chris. And look at this house. It's for sale in Latah, which is about 50 miles south of downtown Spokane. It's a historical schoolhouse that's been converted into a 5-bedroom, 6-bath home, and they even kept the original gym and the theater. The list, well, I think we just showed you the price. I was going to ask you for a guess. What do you think, Alex? Did you?
$25,000.
No,
oh my goodness! Have you seen the prices of homes nowadays?
You got your own gym. It's like $700,000.
I think that seems good.
Right? That's a
Let's
steal.
chip in. Move the studio down there.
Sure.